Welcome to Delhi. Over the next 2 weeks we are going to be going on tiger safaris, street food tours and so much more. So buckle up and get ready for the adventure. I'm going to be travelling northern India for just over 2 weeks and I'm doing this tour with TruTravels. I flew from London to Delhi completely solo and didn't know anyone before this trip. I landed 2 days before the tour started and so I had a real sense of what it was like to be a female travelling solo in India. This is my favourite series to date, so click subscribe and get ready for India. My hotel in Delhi was the Venture Hotel, which was lovely but a bit further out, so on my first full day I ventured out of the hotel to get myself some dinner. I have taken an Uber to Connaught Place and I am walking around. There's lots of like western shops here, but this is my real sort of first impressions of Delhi because I haven't really left the hotel yet until this evening. I got here last night. I haven't really seen any other white people yet and I've been stopped 3 times by men saying that they want to practice their English, which could be true, but I also feel like I don't really want to let people know where I'm going when I'm by myself. So I don't really know how to say no in those situations, but it is important that you set boundaries and let them know that they can't come with you. I just had a bit of food and I'm going to make my way back to the supermarket and then I will call another Uber back to the hotel. But this has been my first outing in Delhi. Literally as soon as I put my camera away, I got asked for my first selfie.
One selfie, my camera.
Looking so beautiful. Feeling honoured. Wonder how long the feeling will last of feeling honoured. I have a feeling that people have said before that it starts to grow old quite quickly. But it was a woman, so I felt a bit better about the fact it was a woman. The sun is setting now, we've got a lovely golden hour back to the supermarket, but everyone has been super friendly so far. But that's how they get you, that's how they start walking with you. Thank you. I don't really want to be out after dark, so I am heading back. Haven't felt unsafe yet, but I also don't want to be out after dark. On my second day I'd booked a street food tour which I filmed as a separate video, so that one is coming up next. That was my last day by myself before the tour started, so that night we had a welcome dinner to meet each other and our tour guide Suri, and the tour started properly the next day with a walking tour through Delhi. Good morning everyone, today we are in Delhi doing a walking tour with the Salaam Baalak Trust, which helps the street children to get off the street and helps them get into education. Yeah, so it's Salaam Baalak Trust, I apologise. We had a lovely guide called Sam who used to live on the streets as a kid until he was helped by Salaam Baalak Trust, so he has a real insight into what these kids go through. It's a really complicated situation as a lot of these kids don't actually want to leave the streets because they're tied in with pimps and gangs and they have more money and freedom than they would if they were in a scheme like this. They view these shelters as a kind of jail, so they can't force any of the kids to go, they just kind of have to build their trust until they want to go for themselves. Sam didn't want to go until he saw a kid in a school uniform and wanted one for himself. The trust basically helps to educate these kids in whatever field they want to go into and provide dorm style accommodation for them. We even met some of them in a classroom learning English. It was really insightful and a great way to see Delhi. Hello! He's just subscribed. #1 fan.
#1 fan from India.
Bye bye. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yeah. I haven't subscribed yet.
Yeah, you need to subscribe.
I'll do it now.
We said goodbye to Sam and the Salaam Baalak Trust and made our way to Mahatma Ghandi's cremation site. We are just walking up to the bit where Mahatma Gandhi was cremated. That is our next stop on the tour, but his ashes are not here anymore. They're in the Ganges. Gandhi was obviously known for being the Indian lawyer that led the country to political freedom from the British in 1947. A massive figure for his philosophical non-violent beliefs. So I think this is a super cool thing to come and see when you're in Delhi, and it looks gorgeous. It's in the middle of this gorgeous park. We just tried to go in there, but apparently the Prime Minister of Bangladesh is in there visiting, so we need to go around and view it from the top. But this complex has the cremation site of lots of different people that were important to India. So there is also the cremation site about 1 kilometre away from here of Indira Gandhi, who is the first female Prime Minister of India, who is not related to Mahatma Ghandi. Our final stop on this jam-packed first day was the India Gate, which is stunning. At this point I really noticed the difference in walking around solo versus walking around with an Indian man, aka our tour guide Suri, and I was so glad I'd booked a tour. Nobody bothered us when they saw that we were with Suri. I didn't feel unsafe per se, but I did start to feel a bit harassed because as soon as you stand still waiting to cross the road or whatever, the Indian men will come up to you and start talking. I don't think they mean harm, but it's unsettling as a solo female, and they ask where you're staying and where you're going, and Safety Rule 101 is do not tell anyone these things. I even had a man wait for me outside Uniqlo when I'd gone in to try and leave without seeming rude. We are at the last stop of our walking tour. We're going to see the India Gate, which is a memorial for the Indian soldiers in the World Wars. Oh, it's so pretty. It's coming up to golden hour. It's like reflecting in the setting sun. This is lovely. A perfect way to end the tour before our overnight train tonight. We're at the India Gate. Took 10 years to construct, and it's got the names of over 13,000 Indian soldiers from the World Wars inscribed on it. We are just taking a final lap around the India Gate. We're going to head for a drive around the President's House and the Parliament buildings in New Delhi because you cannot get out to walk around them. So we've got a car that's been driving us around in our stops all day, and it is going to take us to those houses and then drop us off at the railway station because we're getting the overnight train to Udaipur, but that's going to be a whole new video. So yeah, we didn't end up doing that because we'd taken too long and we wanted to make sure we were at the train station with plenty of time, but I still had a great introduction to India with Delhi. With these things in mind, it's time to move on to the next phase of the adventure, an authentic Indian overnight train from Delhi to Udaipur. However, like I said, the next video will be the street food tour that I booked in Delhi, so give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed and hit subscribe to see what I get up to next.